Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and today I'll be reviewing Batman Arkham Asylum. Now, the main plot of this game is that Batman is taking the Joker to Arkham Asylum so he can basically just put him behind bars in a matter of sense. But then the Joker is released and it's up to Batman to basically just get to the Joker, and along the way he faces off against some of his most well-known villains from his rogues gallery, so like Killer Croc, Scarecrow, Bane, and a variety of other characters from Batman history. And I would say this is a fun game because the only previous Batman game that I played was the Lego game for the DS, and comparing both games, they are very different, with Lego Batman being more kid friendly and funny in some aspects in terms of when it comes to cutscenes or parts of level of cutscenes within levels or something like that. Batman Arkham Asylum is very much different because you've got it's more realistic, and people you can see more, it has a lot more violence in that game, and you can use a variety of more gadgets in that game than you did do in Lego Batman. And for instance, you've got the Batarang. You can use a grappling hook to get up to high ledges. You can use an explicit gel or some kind of gel that can explode certain areas of wherever you are in Arkham Asylum, and a variety of other things. And this game does make you feel like you're Batman in a similar sense in the Spider-Man PS4 game and Miles Morales. It makes you feel like you're Batman. It makes you feel like you are a detective, and that you're searching for specific clues to find out where the Joker may be, and where some of Batman's other villains might be. A good example of this is possibly the Riddler's riddles, and throughout the game you can do these different riddles, and it's basically like, riddle me this, riddle me that, who is on the painting on the wall or something like that. And you can find a bunch of Riddler's trophies as well, and you can also go to locations of where each of the riddles are and try and decode them, which is quite fun and interesting because you don't really see that in games where in order to solve a puzzle you have to do it through a riddle. That's quite interesting, and I do like all the voice acting in the game. Kevin Conroy, or the main guy. I forgot his name. It's the main guy who voices Batman. I think he does a great job. I don't remember his name. Maybe his name will probably be on screen right now. It might be Kevin Conroy. I believe so. But it might be not. I might be watching too much Brooklyn Nine-Nine to get it confused or wrong. And also Mark Hamill as the Joker. Very, very a great job from him as well. And I think both voice actors who voice both Batman and Joker do their roles very well, because they were, I believe, in the lend their voices for Batman and Joker for the Batman animated series in the 90s or 80s, I believe. And yeah, I believe this is a good game and it's really fun. And now it's time for some gameplay. So the combat it's okay, I guess, in this game, and you do get to fight some of the bosses. And I do like this boss fight with Bane, because this is basically just Bane can get his power from the stuff that he gets from the substance on his back, which is quite nice. It's quite nice. And it's like, I feel like with the first game, it feels a lot of the stuff feels a bit off. It doesn't. I'm not a big fan of the controls. I think it gets better with the second game of the Arkham series. it's just, it doesn't feel right with this game. And the whole point for this battle, I believe, is to have Bane just rush into I think one of the pillars. Yeah, and as you can see, I'm not very good. And I think it's mainly because I've forgotten how to play this fight. And I do like the whole death animations thing. Like every time you fail a particular, but like if you die to a particular enemy of Batman or something, they just appear. It's quite nice. So yeah. Ow. Okay. So yeah, I think with the first game, when it comes to controls and stuff, it's just like, just be very patient with what's been happening. Just trust where everything's going, and just make sure everything is going well, I would say. So yeah. And you can also, and you can also go between detective mode and normal mode. So basically detective mode is basically just a thing that can help you with like different stuff in the game. And also, I do like how in detective mode you can see, like, you know, the skeletons of your enemies or allies, depending on what's happening. So for example, Bane, you can see like his giant skeleton, which is quite nice. And when it comes to regular enemies, you can also counter, so you can counter regular enemies, which is quite nice. I do like that. I've got to say, Bane is quite ruthless in his attacks, I would say. So yeah, I would say overall, the gameplay for the first Batman Arkham game isn't the best. I really do think that the game improves in terms of how to fight your enemies in the second game. I feel like it feels like it gets a whole lot better in the game. So yeah, so that's been it for the gameplay. Now it's time to go back to the review. So overall, I would say that Batman Arkham Asylum is an interesting game. It's really fun. I think it was like one of the first games to do the whole like combat sort of thing in terms of when it comes to superhero type games. Because if you look at from what I've heard in the Spider-Man games, in the more recent ones, the Spider-Man 2018 one, or the Spider-Man PS4 one and Miles Morales, those kinds of games I think took an inspiration, I believe, in terms of combat, from the Batman Arkham games, and it can clearly see, because like the Batman Arkham games are fun to play around. I think it's fun to play as the Caped Crusader, and it's really enjoyable to see how these games look nowadays, because like I think they're fun to play around, and just playing as Batman and fighting off against all these different villains. So yeah, that's been it for my review for Batman Arkham Asylum. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.